The internet is a dark and disgusting place. When it comes to degeneracy, Reddit is second only to 4chan as one of the most horrendous sites on the web today. It might be known as the front page of the internet, but in my opinion, Reddit is more like the booty hole of the internet. That being said, there's a lot of subreddits that are perfectly fine, like r/pets, or r/jokes, or r/Danny DeVito, but we ain't talking about those today. Just beneath the surface of Reddit, you can find some really horrible stuff. I'm Dantavius, how you doing? And today we're going to be talking about the most disturbing subreddits of all time. So I'm going to go ahead and put an NSFW warning on this because we're going to be talking about some dark stuff. And I guarantee that by the end of this video, you're going to be disgusted. So let's just jump right into this. r/humantoilets. Human toilets is exactly what it sounds like. It consists of pictures of women squatting and you get the idea. Now, aside from the images, there's also a handful of individuals inquiring on becoming a human toilet themselves. Like this gentleman, looking to be used as a toilet tonight. Don't care who you are or what you look like. Do whatever you want to me. Now, I know we live in a day and age when we're not supposed to kink shame, but I don't believe in that at all. I, for one, am a big fan of kink shaming, and human toilet is definitely a kink that should be shamed. r/feeders. If you're lucky enough to not know what feeders are, I'm sorry to break this to you, but there's a group of people who are sexually attracted to other people getting bigger, fatter, and rounder. There's a couple different subsets of feeders, including bloaters, stuffers, and gainers, which are just feeders but gay. A lot of people think that Nikocado Avocado is a gainer, and that's why he continues to expand faster than the universe itself. The most popular feeder subreddits are r/stuffers and r/gainers, which have over 100,000 subscribers between them. Most of the posts on these subreddits consist of progress pics, but it's not your typical progress pic, right? Normally when somebody posts a progress picture, they do it to show off that they've worked hard and lost weight. But in these subs, it's the exact opposite. They post progress pics to show how much fatter they got. It's actually kind of funny. Looking through these forums will have you thinking you're in a fucking alternate universe or something. It's pretty much an inverted fitness subreddit with people posting tips on how to get fatter while others encourage them. It is wild. r/pariscatacombs. The catacombs of Paris are a massive network of tunnels under Paris, France. They originally started out as a limestone mine, but as the graveyards of France became overcrowded, they started moving the dead in there. And today the catacombs are home to over 6 million deceased. So it should come as no surprise that this place is creepy as shit, alright? It looks like something straight out of a horror movie with millions of bones decorating the tunnels. A small portion of this place is open to the public, but the vast majority of it is off limits. But that doesn't stop edgy weirdos from exploring the catacombs. In fact, there's an entire community of those weirdos on Reddit. The r/pariscatacombs subreddit mostly consists of people who make a hobby out of exploring the massive system of tunnels. Which brings me to snapped fingers. On April 23rd, 2020, Reddit user u/snapfingers made this disturbing post. For those who might be unaware, there is a portal deep within the catacombs that's a source of interdimensional incursion by beings not from our plane of existence. This portal must be shut down to cease this eon-long invasion. The portal predates our civilization, but these entities are absolutely not friendly for the most part. I am aware the catacombs are deep and maze-like, however the portal absolutely needs to be shut down. In a few short days I will begin my journey, but I would very much like any and all advice you may have to give. Now, at first glance, this very well could be a troll or a joke of some kind, but if you look into this person's post history, you can definitely tell that they were mentally disturbed in some way, like they were dealing with some issues for sure. Eventually, Snapped Fingers created the subreddit r/dimensional breach, where they would continue to post about their message to shut down the hell portal. Then, on May 7th, 2020, they made this post. We'll be entering the catacombs in a few hours. After this, they would stop posting completely and everybody assumed they got lost and died in the catacombs. But after 2 long years of no updates, u/snapfingers finally showed signs of life. 2 days later, they followed up with another post which said that they're alive and just want to put this whole situation behind them, which was a pretty big contrast to the other post that was made right before. It seemed a lot more coherent and reasonable. But not everyone was convinced that this was the real Snapped Fingers. There was actually some evidence to support the theory that this wasn't the real Snapped Fingers. Moderators on the Steam subreddit flagged Snapfinger's account for having a hijacked account, which means that their Steam account that was linked to Reddit was hijacked. So it isn't too much of a stretch to assume that their Reddit account was also hijacked. So yeah, this is either an ARG or this person saved all of humanity from the interdimensional demon portal beneath Paris. Either way, shout out to them. r/dragonsf. This one is exactly as advertised. It's a bunch of drawings of dragons having intercourse with various vehicles. It's not really disturbing, I just thought it was funny how random it was, and it's gonna be a good palate cleanser for what's to come. r/DPH, diphenhydramine, more commonly known as Benadryl, is an allergy medication whose side effects are, in most cases, much worse than the allergy itself. These side effects can range anywhere from constipation to seeing shadow creatures from another dimension. And I am not exaggerating. A lot of people who take high doses of Benadryl report hallucinations of spiders crawling on their skin, shadow people waking them up in the middle of the night, and of course, the Hat Man. This TikTok apparently is a good depiction of what somebody might see while they're tripping balls on DPH. Now, all this being said, you might be surprised to find out that there's actually a community on Reddit dedicated to using and abusing DPH. Who am I kidding? It's Reddit, it's not surprising at all. r/DPH has over 30,000 members and is dedicated to the discussion of the recreational use of DPH. Here you'll find memes like this. And this. One user in particular, u/tired of people faking too, documented his use of DPH all the way until the day he passed away from, you guessed it, a Benadryl overdose. This guy started taking high doses of DPH as an alternative to LSD, but eventually got addicted and it ruined his whole life. This post kind of sums up his experience. I'm basically not even here right now mentally. I'm living in a dream world. Psychosis, delirium, derealization, depersonalization, dementia, 24/7. I have seizures, I'm always dehydrated, I've lost way too much weight, I can't speak correctly, I don't have any ability to remember anything. I barely sleep 7 hours a week. I'm always hallucinating. My blood work is awful too. I've been to the hospital 5 times this year alone. It's basically fucking sucks. My chest always hurts and I'm always delirious. Just a few months after this post, he posted this photo. Yes, he took all of those in one sitting. 276 Benadryls. And this will be the last post he would ever make. By the way, guys, I'm sweating a lot. I don't know if you guys are noticing that, but it's very hot in my room and I have to like turn off the air conditioning so you can't hear it on the mic. So if you're wondering why I'm sweating like a pig, it's not because I'm on DPH. I'm just very hot. r/confessions. Alright, so the last ones were pretty bad, but hey, at least they were consensual for the most part, unlike confessions. I'm actually surprised that this one hasn't been banned yet, but it's genuinely pretty disturbing. The description says, a place for former and would-be sexual abusers to discuss their urges and misdeeds. Most of the posts made here either involve guys who are trying to control their urges, or people who have acted on those urges in the past and feel remorse for it. But it's kind of interesting to see the darker side of people, I guess, and at least they're not glorifying it. r/jailbait. All of the subreddits we've talked about so far are still around to this day, but for how much longer, I have no idea. But back in the day, Reddit was so much more disgusting than it is today. Like, the modern version of Reddit is a watered down, sanitized copy of what it used to be. I still have mental trauma from shit that I saw on Reddit in the early 2010s. And it was awesome. Well, most of the time. Reddit has since purged hundreds of offensive subreddits as the site continues to go more and more mainstream. Subreddits like r/beating cripples, r/pics of dead kids, r/baguettes and butts, r/rectal prolapse. Okay, I think you get the idea. One of the most notorious banned subs was r/jailbait, which featured images of underage girls in provocative clothing. And just to give you an idea of how degenerate Reddit was in its early days, r/jailbait was voted as subreddit of the year by the Reddit community in 2008. Now, it didn't actually feature any nudity, so it wasn't illegal, but it was still disgusting, especially when you find out the guy who created it is a middle-aged man with a wife and 2 children. But more on him later. On October of 2011, somebody made a post on r/jailbait with the title, "Repost of an Ex. She was 14 here, along with a photo of his underage ex-girlfriend. The user who made the post also made another comment claiming to have naked pictures of his ex, after which dozens of dudes asked him to PM them these nudes. Man, I really hope that OP was an FBI agent honeypotting these freaks, man. I really do. This thread rightfully outraged many people on Reddit and even made it to the front page via the WTF subreddit. Shortly after this, the creator of Jailbait, a fellow with the username Violent Acres, was doxxed by the gossip site Gawker. And this dude looks exactly like the type of guy that would run a Jailbait subreddit. And that wasn't the only fucked up subreddit this dude ran. He also was the moderator for Andrew Tate's favorite subreddit, r/beatingwomen. This sub is dedicated not only to pictures of women getting assaulted or injured, but also discussions on how much they love beating women. There aren't a lot of archives left of it, but here's some of the posts I was able to find. The subreddit was banned in 2014 after the mods of the sub doxed another mod. According to Reddit admin Alex Angel, after we banned those individual moderators for their actions, you idiots added them back on new accounts to keep moderating your subreddit. Your mod list is full of people who have been banned and banned again, and you can't be trusted to keep things on the up and up. That is why your subreddit is banned. And that's pretty much where it sits today, and I remember this ignited a huge discussion about free speech, but with free speech I draw the line at underage people, so r/watchpeopledie was a subreddit where you could, well, watch people die. And let me tell you, these people weren't passing away peacefully in their sleep, okay? This was some gruesome stuff. I can't go into detail because it's YouTube, but trust me when I say this was not pretty. Despite this, the sub had over 450,000 members at its peak. For context, that's about half the amount of people that have banged your mom. And WPD lasted a lot longer than you would think. The sub didn't get shut down until 2019 following the Christchurch mosque attack, in which a white supremacist took the lives of 50 people and live streamed the whole thing on Facebook. Multiple clips of the attack were posted on WPD and the r/gore subreddit, which caused Reddit to ban them both for glorifying or encouraging violence. I guess they thought that showing these clips would inspire others to carry out similar attacks. r/cannibalism. This subreddit is now banned, and for good reason. The topics that were talked about in here ranged anywhere from curiosity about cannibalism to fantasizing about being a cannibal, and of course you also had people who claimed that they have eaten other humans. But the most disturbing thing about this forum is the pinned link, which takes you to an article titled "Butchering the Human Carcass for Human Consumption," which gives you a detailed description on how to butcher a human being. There's also a recipe for barbecue sauce, which honestly sounds pretty good. The group that wrote this article is also super fucked up. According to its website, the Church of Euthanasia is a non-profit education foundation devoted to restoring balance between humans and the remaining species on Earth. Members of this group believe that we are overpopulated, and the only way to control that is through massive voluntary population control. Their slogan is "Save the planet, kill yourself." They also preach that cannibalism is good for the environment. Which brings me to r/cannibalism advocates. This one's still up and running with over 500 members. The description says, "We are people that support eating human meat on basis of environmentalism. Cannibalism is a new ethical approach to solving climate change." And they also have this cool little graphic which explains their cause more. Well, that's about all we have. And I did say that by the end of the video you guys would be disgusted, so let me know in the comments if I was right. Also, if you enjoyed the video and you want to see more like it, please like and subscribe with notifications on. And check out my Patreon if you want to fund my lifestyle of banging moms and evading taxes. And shout out to all the patrons who make these videos possible. You guys are chads. Thank you to everyone for watching. Later.